I'm DiPego, and I've been challenged by my friends over at my Fix It Up Life to take a hike and find whatever I can find out on that hike and then make a serving tray out of it. So I took a hike, and what I found was this piece of oak crashed off of a tree and smashed a fence, and then somebody chainsawed it off so that it was out of the way, but then they left it behind. It's all rough on this end, it's all flat on this end. There's some burl over here. And I also found these big nails or small spikes. This is going to be my raw materials for a serving tray. Oh, I'm in my new shop. If you've been following along, you know I haven't had a shop. This is my new shop. It's completely disorganized, and 90% of my tools and materials are in storage still, being delivered tomorrow. Let's see if I can get through this with a Sawzall instead of my chainsaw. Okay, this is a pruning blade, basically a motorized buck saw, but it's still not what I need to do this, but it's what I'm going to use. And now I'm looking at the stump because every piece of wood wants you to cut it in a certain place. This natural crease right here, I'm going to utilize that, and then what I'll end up with, I'm going to try and cheat and get more than just the burl. A pretty huge spider just came running out of a crack in this thing, so I'm going to be careful as I manipulate it now. This I will use for something else. Nothing gets wasted. This will be our serving tray, believe it or not. Okay. These gloves have red between the fingers, and I keep thinking I cut myself pretty badly. This will be the bottom. This was the inside of the log, and I'm not too concerned with how this looks, but I'm gonna clean it up. Just give it a going over with the grinder to sort of carve it down and clean it up. And then the other side, this will be the serving side, and I'm gonna give that a much nicer clean up. You can get like a power carver wheel for an angle grinder. They're really expensive, but this is a 40 grit grinding wheel. This was $7 or $8. It's obviously not as fast as using a power carver, but you can get it done. On this side though, I want this to be nice and smooth, so I'm going to start with the 40 grit just to knock it down, and then I'm going to get smoother and smoother. Moving on to the palm sander. Sanding is so boring. I went all the way to 220, and this is like glass now. This is nice. All right, let's make it stand up. Okay, I spent some effort to shim up and level this work surface. And now I'm gonna use these spikes as feet. Okay, so it turns out they're not long enough, but in my new shop, there's all of this old equipment. So what I'm going to use are these auger bits. They're actually a much cooler option. The problem is I tried to chuck one of these into a drill and I couldn't, so I'm going to use an auger. This is dead even. Okay. Okay. So this was my DIY dare to make a serving tray out of upcycled materials, something I found on a hike, and I think I nailed it. Subscribe to my channel and you'll see more things like this. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.